No one could sing the blues like Lightnin Hopkins. I don't care what anybody said. I was 15 years old riding by the passenger window with my radio up against my head. And that's when I heard him for the first time, cutting in through the noise of the car. And my whole world turned upside down. I just had to learn to sing and play guitar. So I got on my bicycle with a high-rise handlebars, and I would ride for 20 miles on a run. I got every one of his records I could find back then. Yes, I did. I had 11 of them by the time I was done. And I never learned to play the blues. I hope that's alright. I never learned to play the blues, but I can sing and play guitar all night. Now, years later, up in Seattle town, Lightnin came through playing 3 nights in a row. I caught up with him early in the dressing room. Somehow I just had to let him know. So I took out my guitar and I started playing. And I made him up a song to tell it right, about the radio, the car, and all of his records, and how glad I was to meet him that night. And I sang about what he taught me without even knowing it, and all the lessons I still had to learn. And Lightnin, he just grinned. When I was done, he told me a story in return. And I never learned to play the blues. I hope that's alright. I never learned to play the blues, but I could sing and play guitar all night. He said he was walking around the backwoods down in Texas one time when he was only 12 years old. He was carrying his guitars almost as big as he was. He was tired, hungry, and cold. He saw some people were having a picnic, and he asked if he could sing for his meal. They turned him away, said because he was too raggedy. He could still remember how it made him feel. Then he looked off into the distance through his dark sunglasses, and he grinned a little more just for chance. He said, now I got money in the bank back home, and they know who I am in France. And I never learned to play the blues. I hope that's alright. I never learned to play the blues, but I can sing and play guitar all night. Yes, I can. Now, Lightnin died back in '82. I can still remember where I was and how I heard. I was playing the meeting place in Dublin. A local blues singer gave me the word. Now, some people, they pass right through you. Oh, and maybe they leave a little mark. Some people shine like a light for you sometimes, help you find your way when it gets dark. They say that this world is made of stories. From these stories our songs are grown. Sometimes, the songs just get so big, you have to go out and find a song of your own. And I never learned to play the blues. I hope that's alright. I never learned to play the blues, but I could sing and play guitar all night. That song is called Lightnin Hopkins, wouldn't you know? And this song goes out to Tony Holler, and Tony was an old friend. in Tullamore in Ireland. I met Tony in 1977 at the Cambridge Folk Festival in England, and we hooked up later on. I started doing gigs, concert tours, whatever, around the continent and around the islands there. And whenever I would play in Ireland, well, I would play Tony's club, which was in Athlone at the time, a place called the Jolly Mariner. And if those were the days, if these are the days, if there are better days to come, we'll find them, and they'll find us, and we'll all know somebody like Tony Holleran. Tony was the man. Tony died last week. Tony, I'll catch up with you one of these days. Standing by the river in the rain, I just came in on the Dublin train. My collar up, my head is wet, I light a soggy cigarette. These memories to dwell upon, have you missed me well since I've been gone? My guitar in a shoulder case, the music is my saving grace. As long as I'm here, I'm home in sweet Athlone. I'm a tradesman of a rare device, a troubadour with lucky dice. I come in with a bag of songs, collect my wages, move along. Sometimes people that I see maybe wish that they could be like me. And I wish I could be like them and never have to leave again. But as long as I'm here, I'm home in sweet Athlone. See the seasons come and go, the summer green, the winter snow. I'd wear my hat upon my sleeve, I'd fall in love and never leave. Oh, but something in me won't allow, but still I've come to love it now. My obligations on the land, and home wherever I am. As long as I'm here, I'm home in sweet Athlone. I sing my way round the outback roads, the little town. A stranger's ride, a cup of tea. All the world is a mirror to me. As long as memory remains, I'll not forget the Dublin train, the river and the songs we knew. But mostly I'll remember you. As long as I'm here, I'm home. As long as I'm here, I'm home in sweet Athlone. There you go. Hold on now. So who knows? Who knows? Some people say when you die, you go to a place and you meet somebody who's really big and powerful and then impressive and asks you what you've done in your life and passes judgment on you. Others say when you die, you're just gone. I don't know, although I tend to believe, I tend to trust, I tend to suspect the latter one. But that's just me. Who knows? Maybe you go to Meinong. In Meinong, in the valley of the butterfly, time doesn't go very fast. Things just seem to last. In Meinong, I saw a butterfly dance like a butterfly does. It made me think about how clumsy I was. In Meinong, I saw a man on a bicycle balancing a load of wood. His balance was that good. In Meinong, I saw a family of 5 on a motor scooter going out for a drive. In Meinong, and it's a big round world. Yes, it is, all around the world. It's a big round world. Yes, it is, all around the world. In Meinong, there was a temple on the hillside. I prayed to the Buddha for the flower to open up wide. In Meinong, I drank the good strong ginger tea, and it agreed with me. In Meinong, everything grew, tomato and a pepper and a beetle nut too. In Meinong, I ate the green grass, the fish and the squid, and everybody else did too in Meinong. In Meinong, and it's a big round world. Yes, it is, all around the world. It's a big round world. Yes, it is, all around the world. In Meinong, there was a melon so sweet and juicy on my sweater, and something like an apple, only better. In Meinong, the sun flew by on a butterfly breeze. The ricochet winged way up in the trees. In Meinong, my spirit got lighter and my head got clear. I thought to myself, I'm gonna stay right here in Meinong. And it's a big round world. Yes, it is, all around the world. Oh, it's a big round world, all around the world. In Meinong, all around the circle eternity flows. But after a while you gotta go, I suppose. In Meinong, Everybody's got a home and I got mine. Don't say goodbye, say see you next time, Meinong. Meinong. And it's a big round world, yes it is, all around the world. It's a big round world, yes it is, all around the world. It's a big round world, all around the world. It's a big round world, yes it is, all around the world. Oh, all around the world. Yeah. Well, I don't know if there's anybody out there. There's 3 thumbs up and 10 people watching. Or something. 4 hearts, hearts and thumbs, hearts and thumbs. I'm going to write a song called Hearts and Thumbs, Thumbs and Hearts. That's the way the world goes. Hearts and thumbs, thumbs and hearts. Yeah, the picture is really dark, isn't it? It wasn't earlier when I was testing it out. It's okay. We'll just keep going. I hope you're okay. Everything's fine and good with you. Looks like things are progressing for the better. On the other hand, there's some weird truck driving stuff going on out there that, whatever, we'll talk about that some other time. Just keep your eye on it because it's going to get interesting these next couple of years. And anyway, this, I'm going to do this song. This song is part fiction, part fact, like most everything else in life. I hope you like it. You probably heard it before. I didn't know my father could sing. I never heard a note. He was an engineer with a slide rule and a shop coat. Poetry was not in his nature, nor whimsy his forte. I didn't know my father could sing until I heard him sing one day. He was 91 years old and we were shooting the breeze about the days when people listened to different melodies. And there was one in particular that had a certain kind of swing. He sat up a little straighter and he began to sing. There was Lily Marlene and a bicycle built for 2, and they'll come down to the orchard town in the light of the mountain view, and sometimes they sang out loud. When there was no one around, it was a great big world, and it just kept spinning round. Funny thing is, back in the day, before all our tables were turned, I was the one trying to sing a song that I just learned. And he was looking at me like I was a fool, and maybe I was. 'Cause I just kept going, and that's what a fool does. And I was yelling at him, and he was yelling at me. And I couldn't hear and he couldn't see. And I slammed the door and I was gone. And 50 years later he's singing me a song. Well, he's gone now, out to where all of us will go, past the walls and the bridges of the goodbye hello. But for all of the songs and the way I do what I do, I think I understand a little better now. This one's for you. 'Cause there was Lily Marlene and a bicycle built for two, and they moved on down to the orchard town and they had a kid or two. And sometimes they sang out loud, but when there was no one around, it was a great big world and it just kept spinning around. It was a great big world and it just kept spinning around. All right. Oops, down here. Hold on. Some guitars never go out of tune, and this is one of them. I graduated from high school in 1967 in California, the Lower Bay Area. I went to Cupertino High School, and that summer, well, let's just say everything changed, for me at least. Straight lines began to bend. I made a whole bunch of brand new friends, and there was music everywhere. Going up to San Francisco, to Winterland, Fillmore, Family Dog. It was just a part of the ordinary weekly routine. Oh, I saw Jimi Hendrix at Winterland. It was 1968. I was in whatever shape I was in that night. The horses were out at the gate. The crowd was fine and fanciful. And when Jimmy took the stand, he had too many fingers in his hand. There's no way of explaining the interconnection of so many pieces of mind. There was smoke and there were mirrors, and there were nights of the magical kind. Jimmy wore knee-length moccasins, as I recall, and he played with his feet out wide. And in between the sonic silences, he slipped the notes inside. Yes, I saw Jimi Hendrix at Winterland, and I was experienced then. I was with some impossible people. I don't know how we even got in. I was out on a date with a butterfly girl who was floating up out of her shoes. We were blowing what was left of our minds that night as Jimmy was blowing the fuse. And the fog rolled in like a blanket, and the sun came up over the rim, and we were all just skimming stones in the times that we were in. Oh, and maybe I lost a few brain cells. I know it was pretty thin ice, but if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't think twice. No, I wouldn't. They made a record out of those Winterland nights. You may listen if you dare. The music and the multitudes. I know I'm in there somewhere. It was a doorway to infinity. And when Jimmy's guitarist said thank you, it was enough for me. Oh, I saw Jimi Hendrix at Winterland. And that's true. I'm going to get this out of the way because this is just making a big white spot over there that nobody needs to see. And there may be a special guest showing up in a little while here. I don't know what time it is. I should know what time it is, but I don't. So I have no idea what's going on in that respect. But, no worries. Oh, there we go. Hold on now. Hold on. Just so I maintain some sort of, equilibrium. Okay, good. We're fine. Well, RV's got his 75th birthday coming up on Friday, and I'm going to be going in there and doing a few songs. There's a little, celebration event, celebratory gig thing happening down there at the Royal Room here in Seattle. And I'm just a few years behind RB. But, so if you're not doing anything Friday night, go on, check that out. Song from those days. Brother Long John, Sister Annabelle, downtown by the Handout and the hollowed out hotel. Bought a one-way ticket from the old soldier. When walking down the skidway with a bag across their shoulder, they were bound for Ketchikan. They were bound for out of town. Dangerous Dan, the one they call Hard Nose, with his underwater eyes and a mortgage on his clothes, asked Fat Albert for a phone booth on a dime. Albert said he'd like to help him, but he did not have the time. He was bound for Ketchikan. He was bound for out of town. The pawnbroker foreclosed, running overtime, the poet and the reptile done clean right out of rhymes. Rock and roll and hard turpentine make the loose professional walk the crooked line. Bound for Ketchikan, bound for out of town. Multi-sexual, anything goes. Eye shade, makeup, and carnival clothes. Hunger unappeasable and never satisfied. Keep you always on the run with never no place to hide. Not even in Ketchikan or bound for out of town. Private prejudicial clubs keep outsiders in their place. Everything's bad manners to the language on your face. Those that know the value are those that have been denied, respecting all but the dead, for they've already died. And be buried and get your can down and out of town. Contract licenses and ID cards, they check the hotels and the railroad yards. And the refugees, their first time on the street, all sell their shoes to make it easy on their feet. They are bound for Ketchikan, they are bound for out of town. Now the dangerous majority are tired of all this talk. Guards don't help, don't trust no padlock. Those that want to get out better get out while they can. Better start walking while you still got a leg to stand on. And be bound for Ketchikan, bound for out of town. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Let's see what I've got. I hope you're okay out there. 2022. Who would have ever thought? I don't know about you, land that time forgot, but I'm old enough to remember when we never thought we'd live to see it come around again. Wrote this song in Minneapolis, Minnesota, 1977. It's gone through a lot of changes since then. It goes like this. Loan me a minute, let me borrow your ear. I'll sing you a song about Leonard Peltier. He's gone so long in a federal jail, the innocent victim of a tumble tale. In South Dakota where the fear was thrown, the presidents watched from a mountain of stone. They said all people were free to roam. There was a struggle for freedom in the Indian home. Tell me how many more have gone before, must be lost to the Indian war. Company spoke to the high command. We need the deeds to the Indian land to dig for oil and uranium ore. Maybe have to start a little Indian war. The orders came from away on high. It was a job for the FBI. It won't be hard, all we'll have to do is just cause a little trouble and follow it through. In Oglala where the spirit did dwell, it was a time that they remember well. There were women and children gathered there when the wind blew a warning whispering air. And Leonard Peltier was one of those who came to the call when the time arose, and dangerous strangers were prowling around, bringing trouble to the reservation ground. And that was when the angels made their play in a gunshot battle on a deadly day, and 3 men died in the hollow sand, 2 FBI and an Indian man. How many have gone before? Tell me how many more must be lost to the Indian War. Joe Stunts was the one who died that day, but the eyes of the law didn't see it that way. All they cared about was their own kind. They're gonna get somebody for a capital crime. The charge was set for homicide, but Leonard got away to the Canada side, where he lived for a while in the northern town, till they came up and got him and they brought him back down. The judge and the jury, they both agreed, 2 times the murder in the first degree. They pounded the gavel and they rang on the bell, 2 times life in a federal cell. Citations came from Washington. Congratulations on a job well done. 2 agents gone is a mighty price, but if you want something bad, you gotta sacrifice. They took Leonard Peltier up away in chains, 46 years to suffer in pain. Oh, but 46 years is a long time gone, while the struggle of the people goes on. How many have gone before? Tell me how many more must be lost to the Indian War. So it's been since days of old, when Custer died for a mountain of gold. But times have changed. Past him by, he's been replaced with the FBI. Oh, it's all so easy to weep and moan for a warfare fought so far from home. You can preach of peace from a righteous stand, where they struggle for peace on the Indian land. When Joe Stunts was lowered down, the winds did blow with a mighty sound. The answer came in the driving rain: this man will not have died in vain. For the hollow power of the lock and key ain't nothing to the power of the raging sea. Or the lightning strikes in the angry skies that puts the power into people's eyes. Oh, the weather is building to a mighty storm, and the words in the wind that come to warn are once more spoken to your ear. Only this time the name is Leonard Peltier. How many have gone before? Tell me how many more must be lost to the Indian war. How many gone before? And tell me how many more must be lost to the Indian war. Must be lost to the Indian wars. Cool. Would you do, would you be interested in doing, is it down to zero and? No?
I don't know, just do it.
Okay.
I'll figure out what I want to do when I just.
I don't know how that happened.
Just.
Okay. Just a second here. It says audio changed. I gotta check. This.
Just do it. I don't care about the tech shit. Just make
There we
it
go. There we go. No, everything's cool. Everything's cool. All right. Hold on. Time is now.
Yeah.
There are things to come and things to pass, pure and simple, made of glass. To feed the future you weed through the past, to fix it fast, to make it last. And the time is now. Now is the time. The time is now. Now is the time. Yeah. Time has come and time has gone to pick up roots, to move along, to rise up early before the dawn, to start out standing, to come on strong. And the time is now. Now is the time. The time is now. Now is the time. You got eyes to see, you got ears to hear, and you know very well what's been happening here. Don't make light of the people's tears. Stand up and face your fears. And the time is now. Now is the time. The time is now. Now is the time. There was a time when the winter came and all the world turned cold. There will be a time when the spring arrives and all the flowers unfold, and the future belongs, oh, the future belongs to the bold. Don't let it scare you, the noise and the dare. So many millions rise everywhere. Polish the glass, hold it up to the air. Look in the reflection, you'll see yourself there, and the time is now. Now is the time. The time is now. Now is the time. Now we stand with the wind at our backs. We are the eye of the storm. We look at the world and the world looks back. The drum beats a rhythm to warn that the future is just. Oh, the future is just being born. Oh, the fuses were lit such a long ways away, and they'd stutter and spark, fade and decay. And now the clocks are on fire at the edge of the day, and we turn to each other and say, the time is now. Now is the time. The time is now. Now is the time. Now is the time. The time is now. Now is the time. Now is the time. Now is the time. Got time for one more if it ain't too long, but you mind? Be in the same key. Hope nobody notices.
Wait, let me just. Let's. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna, since I have these here, I'm gonna do this. Hold on a second. I'm gonna go like this. Yeah, because I like the sound of it. And then I'm gonna go like this. Whoops. Thanks for hanging with us.
What song are you gonna do?
Gonna do Down to Zero. With the changes.
Oh.
Is that all right? Same key.
Okay.
Ah, man.
Shift everything for that.
Oh, boy.
It's really beautiful out. It's some snow here, but it's kind of gone.
Okay.
Little tiny bit of snow left.
Oh, yeah?
Little tiny bit.
Yeah, we got some things to do out there in the cold. This is Katie. And I can't remember what my name is, but I'm here a lot. I live in this room practically. So this song is called Down to Zero. Christy Moore recorded it and released it as a single and kind of built an album sort of around it. I'm being egotistical and pompous.
Just
But
play it.
anyway, and he called it The Clock Winds Down. And I call it Down to Zero. My version is different than his. Just so you know. Enough to say how a world like this could die away, how reason falls on deaf ears, truth dissolves and disappears, and the clocks are counting down to zero. They warned us years ago. People laughed it off, said what do they know? And we went our separate ways to find a future facing the end of the line, and the clocks are counting down to zero. Now the weather stumbles, forests burn, past the point of no return. Corporation money thrives, While the refugees look for a place to survive, and the clocks are counting down to zero. History walks the plank. Its eyes are flat, its face is blank. The melting ice, the rising sea, a redder sun than used to be, and the clocks are counting down to zero. I know people who live in trees and who chain themselves to machineries, who face the judge's scornful stare. There is no shelter anywhere, and the clocks are counting down to zero. I fear for children I see, and I don't blame them when they look at me, as if to say, how could you? We were depending on you, and the clocks are counting down to zero. I woke up in a sweat last night, so all alone I couldn't face my fright. But I took a look around to see millions more just like me. 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 Just like you, just like them, just like us, just like me. And the clocks are counting down, the clocks are counting down, the clock is winding down to zero. So thank you very much for being here, Katie, and myself.